From me to you, happy Black History Month. No matter how much backlash they receive or just how ridiculous they look while doing it, non-Black celebrities have the immense incapability to not. From the iconic boxer braids that Kim Kardashian so generously made popular, to whatever the fuck Comme des Garçons was doing with their fall-winter runway show. It's a choice. It's definitely a choice to make. If you don't know, February is Black History Month, and I've been feeling a little, I wanna do something fun. I wanna do something really festive this month, especially because my last video was so long and the one I'm planning now is a bit of a doozy. So before we start, let me preface this by saying two things. This is all in good fun, but cultural appropriation in any way is not valid. There is a thin line between cultural appreciation and cultural appropriation, and at times it becomes a bit confusing. With that being said, I'm only going to be rating Black cultural appropriation since that is the only culture I know, is the only one I can call out upon seeing. But there are many instances of celebrities, not just white, of all races, appropriating cultures for the aesthetic. And the second point I want to make is I'm going to be featuring instances of blackfishing and the appropriation of AAVE, which is also known as Abenomics or the black scent. These two instances I heavily consider to be cultural appropriation, but the line is blurry, and I know many people may not care or they may not view it as cultural appropriation. This is just my opinion. If you don't talk like that in real life, don't talk like that online. And lastly, we have this lovely handmade ranking chart because I'm too scared to make my own tier list on the actual website. It's a little passive aggressive. At the way bottom in red, we have the Rachel Dolezal community. If you don't know, Rachel Dolezal is a biologically white woman who identifies as a Black woman for reasons. Next, above that, we have Colonizer, which is pretty self-explanatory. Above that, we have It Makes Me Uncomfortable. And finally, at the top in green, we have I'll Fight You. As you can see, there is no good ranking on this chart, only fists. So I thought it would be very appropriate to start with our favorite resident Black hottie, Miss Nikita Dragun. Nikita. You may remember maybe one of the first controversial aspects of her cultural appropriation being her inclusion in a Jeffree Star cosmetic campaign where her skin is very, very close to mine. She has the Ariana Grande tan in that picture. It's Jeffree Star. Can you really expect anything else? Nikita especially specializes in box braids. I think that's her one go-to. That is her favorite thing to do for whatever reason. It's not meant for her hair type. All her hair could fall out doing that. But let's rate this. I like the hair color. I love the different colors she has going on. I love the outfit. I love the makeup. Okay, I guess I have to address this. She's wearing dreads. Does it make sense? No. It's very imperceptible. At first glance, I didn't even realize it was dreads. And it makes me really wonder why people who do not have the hair type that Black people usually do, they do not have thicker hair, especially because this is a wig, first of all, so she could have at least gotten like a fucking Kankalon wig or something. I don't know. But to do it with fine, thin hair just doesn't make any sense to me. It's really thin. The locks are literally needle point thin. It's not appealing in any sense, and the top of her head is not dreaded up. It's loose, you know, because it's fine hair. Out of context, if I did not know she was not Black, it would still be ugly. So I'm rating this, It Makes Me Uncomfortable, because it doesn't make any sense. Next is the infamous do-rag brown foundation filter, as she claimed it to be, that darkened her skin and made her a Black person. It really makes me realize how ghetto things are until a non-Black person is doing it, because for someone of this high fashion, high influence to think that this is cute, it's really interesting, because when Black women wear colorful wigs or wear their bonnets or do-rags, as men usually wear, Black men at that, it's interesting to see how it's co-opted by non-Black people and made into a fashion statement. But on Black women or Black men, it is ghetto. I'm not going to talk about the skin color here. I'm not going to talk about that because she claims it was a filter. I don't believe her because there are many pictures where she is this exact color despite being very not this, a little bit of this. I'm not going to rate her skin color here. I don't go out in bonnets because of the stigma surrounding bonnets, so it is a little disheartening to see non-black people getting to do that. I'm going to rate this, it's giving me Rachel Dolezal vibes. And Nikita doesn't ever make it any better. For instance, she tweeted out, "What race is Nikita going to be today?" after the whole controversy of her skin being my color despite not being me. She also tweeted out that do-rags / headscarves are used to protect your wig from flyaways, friction, and frizz. 13-hour flight to Milan plus 40-inch human hair lace wig. Please everyone go about your day. It's really not that deep. I don't know about you, but I use my bonnets, headscarves, do-rags, whatever. I use them to protect my natural hair. I don't use them for flyaways on my wig. You may use a headscarf, meaning a long piece of silk, to lay down your baby hairs or your edges with a wig or your natural hair. They're not used by non-black people to make a fashion statement or to lay down flyaways, friction, or frizz. Not only is it offensive to co-opt this as a fashion statement for yourself, but it's even more offensive to try to pretend you know more about black culture and black things that black people do because you don't want to admit that you're wrong. Rachel Dolezal and colonizer, and it makes me uncomfortable, and I would fight her. That's the end of Nikita. Miss Bad Baby is the second on our list. You may remember Bad Baby from being on Dr. Phil. She is the infamous Cash Me Outside girl. I'm getting a headache. Recently, however, she looks very different. She is noticeably darker. She's always co-opted black slang, black accents to further the agenda, whatever agenda she has. She loves laying her baby hairs. She loves speaking in AAVE. Recently, Kenny JD did a video about a movie featuring heavy co-opting of AAVE by Korean people. Go watch that. It's a very eye-opening video. Kenny JD, as always, makes anything watchable. I love her so much. But she recently did a video talking about how when a non-black person wants to seem aggressive, they tend to co-opt black mannerisms or black language, or in Bad Baby's case, just be black in order to meet their agenda. She so famously said,
"To all the black females that are saying my hair ain't meant for box braids, guess the fuck what? Y'all hair ain't meant to be straight, but y'all glue whole wigs to your heads, and so Brazilian, Indian, Peruvian hair, which is anything like your natural hair texture at all, and I don't say a goddamn thing, neither do the other cultures that you get the hair from, and on top of that, I'm not one of the people who has ever made fun of
I don't feel like reading the rest of that. So, as you can see, I'm wearing a wig right now. It's cute. Historically, black women have had to alter their hair in order to assimilate into American culture, that being white culture, because white people, and especially jobs and academic settings, do not allow unprofessional hair. Unprofessional is often associated with afros, box braids, dreads, or other black hairstyles. When a black woman wears a wig, sometimes it's to assimilate. It is not appropriating white culture because that just doesn't make any sense. But more than anything, black women are versatile. I'm allowed to wear wigs because straight hair is not cultural. Imagine that. She's getting Rachel Dolezal and colonizer and fight me. I actually have a Pinterest board full of celebrities cultural appropriating,
because that's what I like to do in my free time.
First on the board is Miss Miley Cyrus. Believe it or not, Miley Cyrus was once black. She's white again now, so don't worry. But around 2013, in that area, she went through a major alteration in the way she acted and presented herself to the public. It was full of twerking and dreads and general disrespect for blackness. Let's start with this picture. Once again, appropriating black culture when you are non-black is already weird, but a large portion of it just doesn't make any sense. She has slicked her straight hair back into a ponytail and added long dread extensions. The skirt's cute. It makes you really wonder why. What's the purpose of appropriating cultures, especially with Miley Cyrus, who did this during her rap persona career, whatever that was. You can tell that she associates these things with blackness and black culture. That's why she was doing them during the times that she was black. So it's never about appreciating black culture. It's about taking it for your own so you can appear to fit into the culture while you're profiting off of and generally disrespecting it at the same time. Next, you may not know this about Kim Kardashian, but she's actually black. She is biologically black. Her whole family is Armenian, but she's black visually. At least in this picture she is. She did a cover for 7 Hollywood magazine where she was paying tribute to Diana Ross, an actual black woman. This bypassed a whole crew of people. It bypassed styling, photography, printers, editors, everyone. Kim Kardashian, Diana Ross. It bypassed everyone. It slipped under the radar. Someone thought it was okay to publish this. For reference, this is Kim Kardashian's actual skin tone. So this is giving me Rachel Dolezal. Next is Kylie Jenner, who also cannot stay away from the creamy crack that is cornrows. I see this picture and I want to commit a crime. I don't know what it is, but this picture pisses me off. I don't know if it's her facial expression. I don't know if it's the way she's touching her braids. It makes me angry. Here we have Kendall in the most confusing hairstyle I've ever seen. It looks like all of her hair is cornrowed and she's getting a sew-in and they just left out this part just empty. They didn't put any tracks or anything. The girl's scalp is showing. That's just so ghetto. I'm gonna have to make a new category specifically for this hairstyle. It doesn't even look good. Culture appropriation is wrong in any sense, but to do it and look ugly, like if I'm gonna have to look at someone taking my culture for the aesthetic value, I at least want to be looking at something nice, like something aesthetic. I'm going to leave this off with the most infamous Tony quotes from the sitcom Girlfriends. Tanya, you're white. Stop acting black. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe so you can come back into my life and have one less thing in common with my father. If not, it's weird. Happy Black History Month. Thank you guys for watching. It means so much that you guys support my channel. All of your nice comments, all of your views, all of your likes. It just means so much to me. So thank you. Thank you so much for supporting me. I love you. Bye.